Jello, what's happening? How are you guys? Streamer late stream. Oh, what's up, Jello? Yeah, Jello. I like Jello. I haven't had Jello in a long ass time though. Maybe I had Jello pudding, but like normal Jello? Who knows the last time I had normal Jello? Like the lunchbox kind of Jello? Who knows? Alrighty, let's scoot over here. Let's say hello. Uh, let's see if everything's still. Is it broken from last time, or are we good? Oh no, we're good. I'm just leading. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Gotta do a little stretch. Hold on. I can fix it. I can do it. There we go. Okay, hi. How's it going? Ooh, jam. I enjoy a little bit of jam. A little jam and jelly. Ooh. I used to make blueberry, yeah, posture check, yeah. I used to make my aunt, wow. Whoa, look at I go. Look at us go. I used to make blueberry and there's a cute guy. I keep losing my train of thought. I used to make blueberry and lavender jam. It was so good because my aunt used to have blueberry bushes and they were huge and they're full of spiders, but but it was fine. We washed away all the spiders and it was great. So that's super yummy. I like that stuff. Sounds delicious. Send me some. Ooh, okay, but minus the spiders. There's no spiders in my jam. But I haven't made it in a long time. But I do like making jam. I do like making little things. I keep looking at blueberry bushes, thinking I should probably buy one, and then I just like never do. But I probably should at some point. Yeah, do not send spiders. That is illegal. No spiders allowed. Big X on that one. Okay, let me close my window super quick. And we can get started. Some stuff. The classic window maneuver. Okay, so what are we doing today? I'm feeling like we can do some train game stuff for a little bit, I think. Some train game things. We haven't modeled the train from the new model yet, and we were also basically about to finish the bartender guy, so I figured that would be good. I want to play Date Everything. I keep doing this thing. I keep like twitching. I don't really know why. Hopefully everything's fine. We'll see. Or it's just the webcam being silly, so that's gonna be annoying, but I'll keep an eyeball on it. If I keep twitching, you tell me. Oh no, because they're spiders, because they're not from there, and it could be horrendously damaging to the ecosystem. That's also very fair. A little bit of both. Column A, column B. I would like to not have spiders in my stuff, but also it's illegal. Just like a little bit of everything sprinkled in. But yeah, I feel like we could do that today. Let me bring up all the stuff here. I think I was in Blender 4. I will finish up Pocket, but I think that's kind of a thing for maybe off stream, potentially. Maybe, possibly. If you were here yesterday, I downloaded a bunch of models from Deadlock, and we were just like looking at it with my eyeballs. It's like that gif of SpongeBob and Patrick like looking at the map, and they're like with their eyeballs all over it. That was basically me yesterday, just like looking at all the Deadlock models, being like, ooh, fancy. Oh, here, I'll just bring it up because it's right here, because, you know, because we're here, like, why not? This is not what we're doing today, but yeah, this is what I ended up doing yesterday, was like, we just got all of these like buildings and stuff out of Deadlock, so now we have like all these funny buildings and stuff, and then we have like a little zone to like animate in and things. So if you weren't here yesterday, that's what I was doing. I was just like, look at all this stuff that we have. Ooh, look at all these props and things we can steal. Ooh, look at all this. Look at all that. Fancy. There is textures to this, but it's a little heavy on the computer. So I'm keeping them off, but look how cool this is. Wow, all these props and things. And you can also download like all of the like building pieces, so you can technically just make our own stuff. So that's really exciting. So that's for another day, but that's what we ended up doing yesterday for the most part. Here we go. Mask monster guy. Yes, give me that thing. Oh yeah, I posed him, I forgot. Because I wanted to see like how close we were from the model that we have now to the like actual like, you know, reference we have, which is somewhere. Hold on, let me. Oh, did it not automatically switch? Hold on 1 second. I remember we switched some things around, so hold on. Clip Studio Paint. There we go. There we go. Okay, I just had to change it a little. And then recent is. Let me bring it up. Because I was showing my. Oh, that's why. I was showing my coworkers all the stuff that I was working on. I was like, guys, here's my little train game thing. And they're like, ooh, that's cool. I said, nice. I have nothing in Unreal Engine yet. And they're like, alrighty. Show us when it's in Unreal. And I said, okay. So we're kind of just working on it a little bit. This was the head design that we kind of went with for the train. I was doing some like testing of like, I should probably study some like bugs or something so I can actually know what I'm doing. And I was like doodling a little bit because I wanted it to be like in between like an owl and like a centipede guy, sort of. Because that's kind of just like what the bartender is like. Like he's kind of like this, or not that guy. Is it not in here? I thought I put it in here, but oh well. Either way, I just kind of wanted it to be kind of sort of in between those two things, and I think it's like if you squint, if you squint, like maybe. And I tried to do it from the side here so I could have something to reference off of, but I don't know if I'll really follow this, but I really like the prayer hands, like the mandible prayer hands that we did, and gonna go from there, I think. I think that this like head is like too bulbous McMegamind, you know, but it's something. Basically, I'm just gonna steal the head off of bartender and just go from there. But we can kind of see where we're at. I realized yesterday that like we haven't had like an actual just like pure art stream for a while, so I was like, I don't know, train game sounds fun. Like, what do I want to work on tomorrow? Train game stuff. But I was pretty late because I went to the post office to do like P.O. box stuff, and when you know it, I had to print out a thing to give to them, and I didn't print it out, so I was like going out and about for like no reason. Oops. So I have to go back on Monday because it's closed on Sundays, so my bad. Oopsies. So I just was like, well, all right. There was a guy in line who also forgot his wallet, and the guy at the front was like, or the USPS guy was like, well, my wife didn't give me an allowance to pay for your box, unfortunately, so you'll have to come back with your wallet. And I was like, this is stupid. But it was gonna close in like 30 minutes, and the guy was like, oh, he had like a whole carriage for his 2 little white dogs, and it was like a little, I don't know, like a covered wagon almost, but like it was like a stroller thing, but like for his 2 dogs. It was so cute. Me and this like really older lady at the front of the line were like, oh, look at them in there. They're so cute, so well behaved. And I was like, I know. So cute. Sorry, I'm looking for bartender. I don't know where he went. Or like the train game, like stuff in general. Because I just opened it for some reason. It's like, oh, it's here. Okay. The thumbnail has changed because I opened it the other day. All right, here we go. Might be giving Mega Malamar. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I guess it's because like the new game's coming out, but I had to like straight up Google, what is my friend Malamar? I was like, this is everywhere. Where is it coming from? And I was like, oh, it's because they're doing like this like, I don't know, marketing push for my friend Malamar. And it's like the Mega Evolution announcement for it. And I was like, that's neat. That's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, here's this guy. Here's what we're working with, right? Here's this. Is the switcher working? Oh my god, it is. So I can just kind of like, oh wait. Maybe something like this. Perhaps. Maybe a little bit smaller. So we're almost there. The legs need to be longer, I realized, and the hands have to be bigger. So and the head is like almost there. There's still something kind of wrong, but I can't really quite place it. So let me get just like a screenshot of this, and we can kind of like see what's going on, you know? I don't know if I'll keep this outline for him, but I thought it was kind of like spooky and ghosty, so I thought that was kind of fun. At some point in the past, they did something similar for Slowpoke. Ooh, I don't remember that. I know that Uniqlo right now has like some fun Pokemon stuff, but I haven't gotten my ass to Uniqlo to go get it. but I've been trying to buy more shirts that aren't just like black gamer shirts. Do you know what I mean? Where it's just like black with logo TM. So I'm trying to stay away from that. And all the Pokemon shirts, I want the Slowpoke one very bad. It looks like, 1 second, let me see. Just kind of move it like that. So at least I got like the neck and the head size kind of figured out, but we're still kind of not there yet. There's still something kind of wrong, and I can't really... this feels like more round almost, and this is like pretty flat, but it might just be one of those things where it just doesn't really translate to 3D well, so we kind of have to like make decisions. I also think this is pretty pointy up here. Hold on. Let's make some notes. Let's do a little like draw over note thing. I think that'll be super helpful. Okay. But yeah, the Uniqlo shirts are really cute. I haven't really gone to go find any, but hold on. Uniqlo Slowpoke shirt. It's literally just the Slowpoke card on a shirt, but I don't know, for some reason I really like this card. I think it was an e-reader card at one point, and I just remember getting it. It's one of those like, I had it as a kid, so I just want it, like one of those kinds of things. But I don't know, it's got a cute little purple color. It's just a doofy little guy. I don't know. Usually for like shirts like this, I kind of like to have like a more unique look to it rather than just like the logo nowadays. I used to just buy like whatever had the logo on it, and I said, neat. But I'm also sad because there was like an Eevee one, but it's only for children. I was like, no, because I wanted the Eevee one. It was so cute. Oh yeah, here it is. I thought this like cardigan shirt thing was so cute, but it's only for small children, unfortunately. I don't think they have an adult size of it, but like, look, it has like the card on the back with the little Eevee on the front. It's so cute. And I was like, oh no, I want just that thing. I want that. But I'm unfortunately a adult who likes Pokemon, so I can't get it. You're neat? Oh, thank you. You're also very neat. I like seeing everybody's names and I can like recognize them, and I'm like, look at us, all just hanging out on the weekend, playing and doing stuff. So good. But yeah, I don't know. If you have a Uniqlo near you, I love Uniqlo. It's like ADHD friendly clothing. Everything fits, everything works together in the entire store. I don't have to be going around being like, oh, I'm fashion illiterate. What do I do? You'd think for being an artist, I'd be okay at fashion, but I am not. I am definitely not okay with fashion. It's so hard. Even like designing characters with outfits, it's like, alright, you get a little black t-shirt with brown pants, I guess. Something like that. I typically, like, even for, I think for Shiloh, I basically just like found somebody with a cool jacket, and I was just like, Mr. Steal his look. I'll take that. Thanks. So, but no one will ever know. Unless you're here right now, and then you'll know. Because it was just like, green fishtail jacket, with a white t-shirt, and then a white undershirt, I'll just take all of that. Thanks! I think the only thing I changed was that Shiloh has like those, I think they're called like rave pants or something. Like Japanese rave pants where they're like the lower crotch with like the poofy, like, you know, ankles or whatever, because I just like the look of those. And I was like, there we go. Done. Hold on, I have some messages. I'm just checking super fast. No, okay, it's fine. I'm checking my computer because it's kind of being a little funny. Give me a second. Performance? What's up, man? What's happening? Is it downloading a game or something? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Okay, I found the problem. Pause this Marvel Rivals download. Holy fuck. I don't even play Marvel Rivals. Oh. Okay, we're back to a cool 60 FPS on my computer now. It was going at like 2 pixels. I was like, what's going on? I know my computer is slow sometimes, but this is insane. Why is the word art changed to that? What is that? I'm being given a concern. What is that? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, up here? Oh, art. It's just the, like, cinema emote, where it's just like, cinema, but it's art. Just like, art. I could take it off if you guys don't like it, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Art and fashion are related but not equivalent, just like how art and character design aren't equivalent. It's true. It's true. I can draw a really cool sphere with lighting, but I can't draw a building. That's rough. No, no, no. All right, what are we looking at here? We're looking at maybe making this a little bit shorter. Just a smidgen, you know? Doing this a little bit shorter here. Just getting rid of this. We're making the hand a little bit bigger, you know? Bigger hand. Or hands, I guess. I know here the shoulders are pretty sloped. And a little bit thinner, perhaps. So, but I don't know. I kind of like... I kind of gave him a little bit more shape here, though. For this guy, he's kind of just like twig extreme. But I kind of wanted like a little bit more shape to him, so I kind of made his back a little bit more like monstery. Like, I kind of gave him like... But he's also like Thickums Macbeth over here, so I think I have to like... I think I have to make it a little bit less crazy. So I think I need to make it a little thinner here. Because it's kind of like, whoa. So we gotta make it maybe a little bit thinner. So we kind of just take this in, perhaps. Because I remember one day I was just like, let's just push everything to like the craziest degree and then we can pull it back. So this is the like, pull it back stream. Was it in slow mode? Why is it in slow mode? It's fine. We don't have to do slow mode. How do I get it out of slow mode? Chat settings. I've got it. Slow mode is off, it says. So that's weird, but okay. Alright, never mind. It had a little thing saying it was in slow mode, and I was like, nah, we're good. You can spam as much as you want. And we also have to make the legs a little bit longer, for sure. Maybe... Let's, like, line this up, right? Let's see. If this is the top of the head, I know this is, like, slanted slightly, but don't worry about it. Yeah. I think the legs definitely have to be longer. It's like... What do you call this? Maybe, like, a little more than half? Like, it's like a... It's not exactly a third, but it's like the biggest, the smallest, and then like even smaller for like the head here. So it goes from like big, medium, small for in terms of like body proportions. But this guy's kind of just like half and half right now, I want to say. And then it's like the third up here. So I think if we just make the legs longer, that'll help a lot too. Let's see what else. We can just start with that and then kind of go from there. I think I kind of figured out how this face is gonna work. I think like the shape of the head here is like fine. Because you can like see the other eye and stuff too, which is good. But it's still kind of like round, which is nice. So I might not fuck around with it. I might just like leave it how it is. The texture's a little fucked up, but that's because I had to move around the eye a little bit. I kind of made it a little less like bulbous because I was looking at like, you know, Majora's Mask, and the eyes for that kind of go crazy. And I think it was a little too crazy for my guy, so I just was like, that's fine. So I kind of like, I don't know, flattened him out just a little bit so that it's a little bit less scary, but it's still kind of that like weird dead-eye fish look, I suppose. And I was like, that's fine. But yeah, I do think we have to make the head like a little bit smaller up here, just shave it off slightly, and we can just kind of like keep going from there. Don't worry about the normals. These are all just all sorts of fucked up, but I'm gonna deal with it later. So yeah, let's just start kind of editing. Let me get my water real quick. I don't know where it went. Oh. Get some water. Get some water. Okay. The working zone. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like torn on if we want to play Date Everything or not, because it is already so late, but we'll see. We'll see. I do want to play it, but would like an hour even be like worth it? I feel like we go for like so long playing that game, but maybe we can just do like a tiny play. I woke up so late because I was playing you're gonna hate me for this. I was playing I was playing Dwarf Fortress yesterday. Whoa. Get that eye back where it belongs. What's going on there? But I was playing Dwarf Fortress last night, and my my little embark area had a troop of giant mandrills. They were attacking like as soon as I moved in. So I was like, oh no. So I had a bit of a mandrill problem. Oh no, or were they baboons? They were just giant monkeys. And I was like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. So I had to kind of take care of that, so oops. It was just a long night of me playing Dwarf Fortress, and I look over at the time and I was like, uh-oh. That's not good. So it was like, you know, a cool 3 or 4 in the morning until I realized, and I was like, uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. You know what I should have done? I should have possibly keyframed this. Actually, I think I can do it now. Here. Pose mode. Let's just S. Let's just pose all of that and then go back to 0 and clear all the transforms. Or not. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Edit mode, maybe? That's no good. Hold on. Huh. Yeah, that's really not good. I wonder why it's not doing it. Hold on. Alrighty, hold on. Let me do all this and then... Can I just zero it out like this? Well, I can, but it's not for everything. So, hold on. Let me go Google it really fast. This has happened to me a couple times when I just want to like select all the bones and set them to 0. Set all bone rotations to 0, Blender. Let's see. Alt R? I can't do the thing here. Hold on. Clearing transforms simply resets the transforms values. Okay, let's try it. Clear transforms? Okay. Well. Pose? No. I'm not super sure. But instead we're just gonna do it by hand, I guess, which kind of blows, but whatever. It's not too much. It's fine. Oh wait, we still have to go to the animation tab so we can keyframe it when we're done. Kind of forgot about that. On the way back home in the Uber, somebody was playing classic rock, and I said, that's kind of chill, so it's kind of why we're playing it right now. Okay, get all of these. Can I really not? I'm gonna keep clicking it, hoping that it... Oh, does it just save it only from, like, the initial load of the thing? Because if I just move this around... If I do this... And then clear user transforms? Oh, that's really weird, but okay. Very odd. Oh wait, can I do... Bone settings... Clear transform all? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, here we go. Pose clears transforms for all. Oh, saved. Okay, thank Christ. Okay, we're good. And then S. So now we have... What is that? Oh, okay, it's the drawing. I got it. I see what's happening, yeah. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, there we go. So now we have like a pose to check our stuff in, so I don't have to keep like posing it over and over. And Blender's pretty okay about just like, you know, being able to edit bones while you're doing stuff, which is so nice. Maya is not that nice. Maya's like, you move the bone, you're done rigging, man. I'm like, oh, okay. Fine, fine. What kind of transform? Transform meaning like any kind of movement. So like these are transforms over here. You probably can't read it because it's so tiny, but it says transform up here, and it's location, rotation, and scale. So that just means we're clearing out all of the like transforms, meaning like if I moved it or rotated it at all from when I like, you know, placed this bone in here, then it resets it back to 0. So that's what I wanted, and it worked out. We just have to go to like go to the edit mode and do it there instead. I think it was no, it was maybe it was armature. No, what was it? I don't remember what I did. I did something. You'll have to like rewind and go figure out what I did. Because usually I just do clear user transforms, and that's usually sets it back to 0 for everything. But oh, it's under pose. Yeah, it was pose, clear transform, and for all. So if you ever, I guess, need that, then there it is, I guess. Help! Holy shit, it looks like my cousin. Well, he tall. He got a crazy face. Cousin. Cousin creature. I'm cool with that. A cousin creature. Well, welcome in. Oh, that's your name. Help! Okay, I thought you were screaming it like, help! Oh my god. Well, welcome in. Hi. It just sounded like you said queer transform, but you said clear transform. Oh, got you. It could be a bit of a queer transform. I mean, I'm the one pressing the button, so we're already halfway there, you know? But welcome on in, man. He looks like Waluigi. Well, I love Waluigi. He's an icon, so compliment taken. We love him. But yeah, he's kind of looking like, this is like our little bartender guy who you'll be talking to for most of the game. So I want him to look nice, but we're doing a lot of like edits to the model because it's like there's still some things we got to change, but it's like, you know, most of the way there. So I'm just kind of like editing it still. But welcome in. Hope you have a nice little time. We're just making Monster Man. Spooky little monster guy. And if your cousin looks like spooky little monster guy, then good for them, honestly. I'm there for that. Oh, game make. Yeah. I'm making a little game. I haven't made it in the actual game engine yet, but I make games for my job, but it's just, I've never actually made a game by myself. So I'm trying not to be too persnickety about it, but it's very hard when there's not somebody telling me, good enough, send it in. I'm like, oh, okay. You know? It's always nice to have some kind of producer just to be like, yeah, that's good enough. Just send it in. It's like, okay. All right, I'm going to switch over to like our actual music now. Hold on. Switch. Do you try to keep his polys low or just make it try and look good? A little bit of both. A little bit of both. I can do ZBrush models and stuff, but I've learned that I'm kind of bad at finishing ZBrush models in terms of like, you know, they are very high poly and they take a long time. So that's why a lot of indie games use lower poly stuff or just assets that are bought because it takes a long time. So I just am like, I'll just keep it kind of more low poly and we'll keep it there and see how it goes. And if I need to, or if I want to later make it better or like, you know, more polygons, then I can, I suppose. Let me turn off this solidify modifier because it's messing me up. As a person who made no games and have a few extreme broken bones, I have no idea. Yeah, that's fair. It's a lot of work, I'll be honest. It's a lot of things all coming together in like a weird way where it's like you need approximate knowledge of many things to make a game. Like, I know how to make characters. I know kind of how to make environments a little, because it's kind of related, but like not really. It's like a different set of skills. In some regards, so it's a lot of work. And like I know how to import stuff into the game engine and like set it all up, but I don't know how to actually like, you know, program stuff, and I don't really know how to like open a door. I opened a door once for a game jam a bit ago and I was like, this is my greatest achievement, opening a door with Unreal Engine blueprints, thank God. So I'm getting there. We're getting close, you know. Um, but no broken bones as of yet. We're doing all right. Maybe when we start animating, it'll be a broken bone situation. But for now, it's looking all right. For now, it's okay. These are bones from like an older model. It's like somewhere in here. uh, it's one of these guys in here. But the neck used to be longer and like all this other stuff. So I'm just kind of like editing it and just kind of using it as like a way to test how it looks when we're done, so we can be the same pose. Here, I'll put it over here so that like, well, this is in the edit mode. There we go. So it's like in the same pose as like our guy here, the like 2D guy that we've got going on. So it's like easier to see what I do or don't like about the model. So it works out, you know? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be able to draw to do 3D stuff, but it definitely helps when you're like, I don't know why this doesn't look good. There's something wrong and I can't really place it, you know? Not UV editing, animation. Yep, put it back to 0. There we go. I guess I could just turn off the rig actually now that I think about it. That might be a better idea. Let me just turn it off for now because we don't really need it. Okay, there we go. I've tried to learn a bit about games since I wanted to make free models for people to download. Ooh, that'd be fun. Honestly, if you weren't here yesterday, we were going through... If you go to, like, the modelers resource, it's this website that everybody's been putting... I say everybody, but it's, like, 2 people. People have been putting, like, rips from games, like, game models. And that's the best way to learn, I think, is just to, like, look at professional models and see what they use and, like, how their models look and, like, how they do things. That's just me, though. That's what I like to do. Because it also gives you ideas for stuff, because it's like, oh, I've never done environment art, but I'm looking at all these buildings and they don't have any tops to them because you'll never see the top of it, you know? Because it's like, you don't need it, you know? So if I ever make a building, I can just not do that, you know? And that's exactly what I did. We're gonna clear all these sharps. I don't really know why this is here. I think I was trying to do automatic shading the other day and it just like didn't work. So I was like, that's not cool. Okay, so what is it? We're kind of... I'll turn up the music a smidgen. Just for me. Maybe not for you guys. There we go. Let's see. I learned ChatGPT doesn't know what it's doing when I try to learn how to make it importable to games. Nah, yeah, it's not very good at doing many things. Especially right now. I obviously don't use AI for anything really, but it is very funny when it was coming out and there was like a booth at GDC and people were like, uh-oh, you can like prompt 3D models now? That's not good. But then when you like actually go look at them, they're garbage. And I was like, cool. I still have time. We're great. I do think though in the next couple of years, realistic models especially, like for stuff like Call of Duty and those kinds of more realistic games, it's probably just going to be that you're going to be going out there taking pictures of stuff and then it just makes it into a 3D model for you, which is honestly not terrible because it's just like you're trying to make it a realistic thing, I guess, but it also is like not good. It's never really going to be good. You have to actually go in there and like edit it yourself. So like no matter what kind of tools are coming out, you'll still probably need to know how to fix it, you know? Nothing ever really gets it 100% right, you know? But already there's places using it, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I'm good. But there's stuff like, I only know this because my company was interested in it, and I was like, uh-oh. Not my company that I work for now, just to be clear. It was the company I used to work for. They had like a whole section of just like, guys, look what this can do. And I was like, nah. This car has 12 windshield wipers on it. I don't think so. I'm good. But I don't know. It's a weird situation, that one. I'm not super into it. I just like making my 3D models, but I also would like it that I wouldn't have to retopologize my models. That's all I really want. I want to be able to make and like sculpt the model and then have something somewhere just actually fix it for me, but I'll probably still have to edit it anyway. Yo, hi Sundrake. Hello, hello. Yes, you also got the redeem. Nice, nice. But yeah, no, I don't know, guys. Games are changing quick. I was like 5 years ago during COVID, you know, or whatever it was. Was it? Yep, that's about right. It was like, man, games are really coming up here. There's really stuff happening. Indie games are going to be taken over. You just wait. And what do you know it? Here we are. Game of the year is looking like indie games all over the fucking place. I'm like, I fucking knew it. I called it. It was a pretty easy call to make, all things considered, but just like, you know, I don't know, games is weird right now. Games is going crazy. But it's also the hardest to get into right now also, I feel like, because every bigger studio just like let everybody go. And now all of the people that were at bigger studios are making indie studios. So, you know, it's been a couple years since then. So they're starting to release them now. So I had a lot of friends at my old job that are like releasing their games now. And I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know. It never really got too big, but hold on, let me see. I don't know if it's on itch. Hold on, Itch.io. It was a very silly game. It was like one of the first ones that came out after the whole like debacle of the studio shutting down. Hold on. I'm just gonna search. You know, okay, listen, it was a chair game, and I was like, surely if I search chair on Itch.io, there's not going to be any other chair games, but there's a surprising amount of chair related games. So I'm like, huh. Well, that's not it. I'm gonna go see if I can find it, because I don't know, you bunch of goobers might actually have fun with it. Not sponsored or nothing, but it was from a while ago. Let me see. Go here, go here. Let's do, I think it's in, what, this creative channel maybe? Let me check. I'm just gonna search chair again. I'm just gonna hope it pops up. Chairs! Oh, it's on Steam? Oh, fuck, okay. Guys, we might have to play it. We might have to play it. Whoa, hold on, wait. Give me a second. I'll bring it up on here so we can see it. Not my Game Grumps playlist. Oh, okay, hold on. Beep. And then, let me share my screen here. Chair! Everyone is here, I know. I'm actually in the chair business myself. This game is, actually looking at it, it's like... I don't know how well it's gonna stream, because if we couldn't even get fucking Eclipsium to look nice, I think this is gonna be even worse. Hold on. Let me just kind of... You guys can't see this yet, but I'm just gonna zoom in on this and kind of set it up here so it's all nice. I'm a good streamer. I know how to use the studio mode. Ooh, fancy. Okay, here we go. I think this will be good, and I'll just crop this a little so we can see. Something like that. So here we go. Okay, okay. There we go. Yo, chairs. So I think this is made by like 2 people. Oh yeah, epilepsy warning, by the way, just as a quick heads up. I'll give you a little like beep when it's over, okay? I'll give you a little like, okay, it's off screen now, but like here. This was a game that was made by like one of my old coworkers. It was just like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I've got my pay from my job, and now I can make anything I want. And I just made this. It's like, honestly, after being in like corpo mobile game company, they were like, I have to be free. I have to make a game that I think is fun. All-time peak of 8 people. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's so stupid, but it's so good. I mean, like, look at it. You're a fucking... That's why I was so surprised. I think if they put it on Itch.io, it would have done way better. So, I don't know why they didn't, but maybe they just don't... You know, I'm always surprised how many people don't know what Itch.io is in games, because it's also so funny because, like, all the people I worked with, you would think in games it's a bunch of like younger people, but at least at my studio, you know, it was like I was like the youngest person there. I was like, huh? So, you know, like for example, I was the only person who had played Pokemon, basically. Like somebody played Pokemon Red, kinda. Somebody played something else, you know, but I was just like, I was just like the only guy doing that kind of thing. I was like, all right, okay. Game trailer is over. If you have epilepsy warning, it is over now. But yeah, so there was like a bunch of my old coworkers who were just like, I'm making a game now that I'm free from the clutches of Corpo Game Company. You know? I was like, okay, sick. I had 2 people playing today. I don't know what made me think about it, but it's a good little game. I think a lot of people know more now more than ever since the whole banking card thing. I don't know really, but I just know it's a lot easier to make games nowadays because Unreal Engine is very user friendly in terms of a game engine. Like, Unity is a thing, but boy oh boy, since I'm not a programmer, it's just like so rough to use. Like my whole VTuber setup is in Unreal Engine or in a Unity, and I dread every time I have to go update something. I'm like, oh, that's why I haven't updated anything in a while, because I'm like, I don't want to upload it. I don't want to update Unity. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. No. So I'll be strong. That's why I need like a week off to get all of the Halloween stuff figured out. I'm like, oh, because I haven't touched Unity in so long. I don't know exactly what I have to do or don't do anymore. Oh, but I do have plans for Halloween. I think it'll be fun. It's kind of just going to be like the Halloween like week, basically, you know, of stuff. It depends on how much effort I put into it. If I do a lot of stuff, then maybe I'll let it go for a little bit longer than a week, but that's kind of my idea. I'm going to take like 2 weeks off to like go to the convention that I'm going to, and then the next weekend do a bunch of Halloween stuff for next month. I think it'll be super fun. Mesh normals, calculate outside. But yeah, no, there's lots of Discords and things. I'm a little sad that a lot of information is like locked up in a Discord channel somewhere instead of just like, you know, Googling it, which kind of sucks. But it does also mean that people are a lot more responsive nowadays. So, I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. There's lots of people willing to help and lots of people willing to help you out with stuff, which is great. But I'm also not the best learner on my own, so I can get why it can be still hard to learn how to do game stuff. But I think 3D in general is pretty... Once you do like the hard setup of just like, how do I move around the camera? It's always the camera, I've noticed, that people have a hard time with. But as soon as you get the camera down, you're like, you're in. You can do anything you want. I always think of people, yeah, there's so much games, but no games to buy. You know, it's like dependent on what you're vibing with, you know? Sometimes I have a hard time playing indie games sometimes, but I just need the like one person to say it's good, and then I'm like, okay, then I'll go buy it. You know? Or if it's even like dinosaur games I have a hard time buying. Like I want to play Amber Isle and I want to play you know, those kinds of things. We were actually talking about it at work. And like I want to play those games, but at the same time, I have limited time now for things. So I oftentimes don't get to play games, which is why I started streaming, so I could play games here instead. I was like, nice. I have an excuse to play games now. For you know, that's kind of how I feel like that's how it ends up happening, that like game developers haven't played any games in so long, is because they're just like too busy. And it's just like, or it's just like stuff happens and they're just like, I haven't played this style of game in forever, but I remember it being fun. And then they go to make the game and it's not good because they haven't played one of those games in a long ass time, you know? Hello, Hybrid Bread. Hello. Welcome in, hi. Do you have a selection of breads that you are snacking on this afternoon, evening, whatever you're feeling? I like a funny little brioche bread. That's good. I enjoy that a lot. Oh yeah, hands. Let's get this, well, let's get this hand situation figured out. So much cheese. Okay, the Dreamer says, here's some cheese for the bread. Get the entire Half-Life collection. It's good. Dude, Half-Life is one of those games where I would play, but I haven't had any reason to. I feel like I should, just for like, because it's game history, you know? But I still haven't played it. I've never played it before. Let's see. Making something you can't even play is so sad. I know. It's crazy. That's just what happens sometimes. Ooh, big stretch. Cinnamon bread? Dude, fuck yes, cinnamon bread. Put a little tiny warm piece of butter on there. You are You are set for the day. Good, good. Little hydrate, little posture check, all this stuff. Look at this. Thank you for taking care of your local dinosaur Tamagotchi. I appreciate it. It's the weekend. I have to go make sure Axel is watered and has cheese snacks for the afternoon. All right, let's see. Let's get these hands a little bit bigger. I think I'll have to mirror this, I think. Hold on. There's a lot of stuff that's been getting a little moved around in a weird way, like this. This is a little odd, so I'm just gonna delete this half for now, and we'll just go from there. Oh boy. I had to apply it to do the armature thing here. So let's see, delete faces. There we go. We're just gonna do a funny mirror here. Beep-doop. There we go. The normals are so fucked up. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. Don't even look at them. Let's see. Oh yeah, hands. Hans. I've been working on a painting. Ooh. Dude, my one of my cousins? I guess it's cousin, right? I think that, I don't know. I have a huge family, but I like never see them, so I don't even know like what you would call them. But anyway, my like cousin or whatever has been doing watercolors, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so nice. Oh no, wait. No, that's not the right word. It would be if, what is that called? If maybe it's too much information, but it's like parents divorce and get remarried. Does that technically make them step parent? I think so, right? That's what it's technically called, right? I think. Whatever it is. My step parent started doing watercolors recently, and I was like, oh, they have the freedom of not having art school trauma to just sit there and go, haha, I made a funny tree in like the plains and it looks nice. And I was like, I want that for me. I want to be able to just do art and it's like, I don't care what it looks like. I just want to do a nice thing, you know? Have it look nice. I'm just going to try this and see what happens. I don't think this is going to work though. I need like an inflate brush or something. I love Half-Life. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I've played every Half-Life game but 2. The PS2 exclusive in the Japanese arcade version. What the hell? Japanese arcade version? What would that even look like? I guess, is it like one of those like shooting like range things where you have like the light gun and you go around and do stuff? Is that what that is? That'd be funny if it was. Oh, you know what we can do? I don't know. I guess Inflate Rush will just have to work. Otherwise, I'm thinking individual origins maybe, and then maybe by normals, and then we just move it like that. No, make it bigger. Yeah, we're just going to have to do the inflate brush, I think. Like this is like, oh wait, maybe no, not randomized. Like this is like almost what I want, but it like makes it really blocky, so that's not right. So I'm gonna just try this first and we'll see how that goes. Perhaps. Oh my goodness. All right, hold on. I have a feeling I'm just gonna edit all of this normals situation here. Mesh, normals, recalculate outside, and then reset vectors. Is that correct? Okay, there we go. That's better. It was bothering me. Exactly what it is. All right, that works. You shoot at people peeking out, and then you move to the other place automatically to shoot again. Oh, sick. Okay, okay. So it's kind of like a on-rails shooter, but with Half-Life assets, basically. That sounds cool. But again, I've seen like bits and pieces. I kind of know what it's about, but I also kind of don't. I know Gordon Freeman's in it. There's head crabs. There's aliens, I think. Black Mesa's bad. And that's kind of it. That's kind of all I know about it. The lady dies, no, the lady's dad dies at the end or whatever, maybe, but then we actually don't know because it's a cliffhanger, and that's what Half-Life 3 is supposed to be, but it never came out. It's just like all this stuff. I was like, I only kind of know it through osmosis of everyone being like, Where is Half-Life 3? That's like, that's it. That's all I know about it. Beep, 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 beep. Yes, we love Seribot. We love it, we love it. Thank you, Seribot. Help, what did I miss? I always just read your username. I'm just always, you're just coming in here with the red text. Help, what did I miss? Half-Life Alyx came out and cleared some things. Oh, okay, so it's related to that. I wasn't sure if it was or not. I was sure that Valve was just like, hee hee, you wish you got more, didn't you? You know. I was trying to hope that maybe I could just like do left and right on this hand all together, but I think I'm gonna just do this. Why don't we just like... Does that work, you think? You know? I think that's fine. Just one little click. Oh, thank you, little pets. Thank you. I literally made this account to get help on 3D modeling. Oh shit, well, if you... Not to toot my own horn or nothing, but you can also go follow Doc J also. Hold on. I feel like he's a better teacher than I am, but if you ever want help, then I'm also here too. And on the Discord, I'm more of like a tech art, character art person, but Doc J... Let me make sure I spell his whole name right. Give me a second. I can't remember if he has a number in his name. I don't think so. One second. Doc J. But he streams 3D stuff. He might be a little bit more helpful just because he actually uses all the Blender controls, I'm pretty sure. But I do not. Okay, there is numbers in his name. Okay, here we go. Here's this. Copy that. Here we go. You should go follow Doc J if you want actual Blender advice. They're very good. They actually finish projects in a reasonable time, you know? So I would go say hi to them also if you want to. They're another dinosaur VTuber. So same vibes. But I'm very slow, and it's also not my main thing to do streaming, but Doc J streams a lot more, so he's a little more available than I am, so there you go. That's what I would do. Let me see. Cube. Little dev cube. Let's see. Is this supposed to be the wrist? I think that's supposed to be the wrist right there, this thing. Where did that come from? I kind of forgot it was supposed to be in here, to be honest. You know, I guess he has a wrist. Hold on, is that even on the right side? It's not. It's on the wrong side. It's supposed, or is it? Hold on, wait. No, it's on the right side. Oh no, it is. Okay. I guess I'll just have to poke it out a little bit more. What convention are you going to? Is it for work? It is, another Fur Fest in California somewhere. I ain't driving, so I don't remember where it is. But there's a, oh, look at that little guy, tiny. But there's a little, VR chat portal, so I'm so excited to see everybody in little VR chat. I'm like, yee! That's so exciting. I've been wanting to go to, like, a VR, convention for a super long time. But I just never bothered with it. I just like didn't have the time or like the setup. When I booted up my my headset, it was still logged in with my with my work stuff, and I was like, uh-oh. So I had to like contact fucking, you know, Facebook, and I was like, hi, can I have my account with all my stuff on it? And they were like, maybe. So I haven't gone back to check on it. If they did send a password reset for it, then, because what happens if you don't know how to sign into your Oculus headset, it just like wipes everything. And I'm like, I'd kind of rather, I don't know, I have some like fun like themes and stuff on there that I got that I don't really want to like get rid of because I don't think you can get them anymore. Like there was a like a Hobbit one where it's like you're underground in like the mines or whatever, and I was like, ooh, like under the ground, and I thought that was cool. And just like some other stuff that I'd rather just keep on there, you know, for reasons. TM, wink wonk. And I was like, I would like to keep that stuff. That would be cool. But you can't, you know, dump files off of your guy, off of your Oculus, if you can't sign in. And I was like, oh, okay. So I haven't gone back to do it. It's like a whole thing. Squirrel rat. It's just a little chipmunk guy. He's cute. I still have my Oculus Rift S that barely works, and I've retired after years of use. Yeah, it just is like one of those things. After using some of the newer stuff, it's also kind of terrible going back to the Oculus too. Okay, so we have ads coming up, by the way, just as a heads up. I'll take a little break and go get a popsicle or something real quick, because that would be kind of fun. And we'll be back to do some more 3D modeling stuff, and we'll just be doing that for a little bit. We'll see how it goes. All right, see you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, let's see. Making the hands bigger. Let's see what happens. Not here in the animation tab. Ads, Pog. No! Just eat the ads. Eat them or look away. One of the two. Whoa. I forgot we had the mirror, so it kind of like messes it up. Look at his little dainty legs. Goodness. Okay. Oh yeah, we'd have to fix the legs too, actually. Let me go get my popsicle. I'm gonna go get my popsicle. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna put him like this for 2 seconds. He's in the void. Oh, the voices of the void. Oh, spooky. There you go. You can have his broken texture staring at you for a minute. All right, here, 1 sec. I'll be right back. Yep, put this up for a second. Beep. Okay, BRB. Minion ads. Silly. Okay, 1 sec. Alrighty. I am back. I started some hot water, so I'm gonna go make some tea because I can feel like I need some hot tea, I think. The ad's supposed to start yet? They were supposed to, but sometimes it can have a little bit of a delay. Just kind of depends. Turn this down just a smidgen. I'm just letting the art music just go. You're being subjected to my entire music playlist today. Whatever comes up, we're gonna just have it. Let me see. For convention sounds fun. I've only been to one anime con back in college. You bring your suit or just your fine self? Just my fine self. I'm gonna be going with a couple of friends who've never gone to a fur convention, but I'll be completely honest that usually I don't like furry conventions that often because it's usually just a place to meet up with your friends, and that's kind of the whole point. Because I usually like going to conventions to like meet new people and like, you know, meet some new friends and stuff, but that's just me, and I like going to panels a lot too. So I find the anime conventions and gaming conventions are a little bit more my speed, because I like going to panels and like seeing like the creators talk about stuff. And usually fur conventions are usually just for like meeting up with your friends and doing stuff around the convention, basically, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware. And like going to the artist alley and stuff like that, obviously. But but a couple of my friends really want to go, and I said sure, because I like going to conventions. I haven't been to one in a very long time. I think the last one I went to was Anime Expo in 2019 or 2018, I think, and that was so rough, dude. That was so fucked up. I highly unrecommend going to Anime Expo. I know you're sitting there in your little chair being like, but Axel, Anime Expo is like the convention. It's like the one. And I said, I know. Listen, I've never been afraid for my life at a convention more than Anime Expo. It was so fucked up. It was 112 degrees outside, so everyone was inside, and you know those stories of people being like, you know, like just trampled in crowds? It was that. It was very scary, and I never, ever want to go back. So I'm just like, So whenever people are like, oh man, I want to go to Anime Expo, that sounds so cool, I'm like, you don't. I'm telling you right now, you do not want to go. It's, even with like probably better security now, but not even. I went and checked like a video recently of like, you know, some artist alley reviews of like, I went to Anime Expo, here's how it went. And I was like, all right, I'll bite. How's Anime Expo doing? And like the start of their video was just like, yeah, I was in the Anime Expo hall, like the place where you like, you know, sell all your stuff as a artist, like a vendor, that's the word. And I had to leave because there actually wasn't enough oxygen in the floor space because I was too short. And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And she's like, I'm just like this 5 foot, you know, less than 5 foot girl. So like I was getting a headache and like having trouble breathing. And then I figured it out that there wasn't enough oxygen in the convention space. And I was like, holy fuck, because there's so many people and it's so packed that there's so many people making carbon dioxide that there's just literally not enough air in the convention center. And it's so fucked up. Anxiety City, no thank you. It's so bad, dude. And it's like, for a while, there wasn't any anime that I was like so into that I wanted to go to Anime Expo anyway. Like I when I went, like, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 hadn't come out yet, so there was like a booth for that, so that was kind of cool. I got to see everybody's cosplays. I would love to go to one now because like Deltarune is pretty big, and I think that would be pretty fun. I had a Sans cosplay when I went. That was really cute. We all got together and took like a big picture. And I really like anime conventions a lot better, but I don't know, I haven't been to too many furry conventions, so I'm willing to give it like more shots, obviously, because the only ones I've been to were very small. So maybe I just like going to the bigger ones. I don't know. But I do like wearing my big ass costume around in the fursuit conventions where everybody else is also wearing their big ass costumes. So it's really great. And it's so fun, like going around and like, I'm a little dinosaur, hello. And then everyone else is like, oh, hello, little dinosaur, I'm also a little creature. And I'm like, yay! So that's pretty fun. I enjoy doing that, but I could probably get that same kind of experience if I just went to like, I don't know, a fursuit meetup or something. You know, there's a thing called like fur barbecue or something, but again, I don't have a car, so imagine me getting into an Uber with like my like 5 foot long dinosaur tail and like everything, and I'm like, all right, Uber, off we go. And they're like, what the fuck just got in my car? You know? So I haven't really gone to any conventions for a very long time because of that, amongst other things, just like school and work and everything else on top of everything else. And it's just like, okay. So I was like, you know what? I will go to this tiny convention with my friends. I'll see how it is. So I'll be there, kind of. But we don't really have any plans because it's the first time they're going to it. So it might just be one of those things where we go and they end up not liking it and we just kind of like leave. or are we there all day? I don't really know. So we're just gonna play it by ear and see how it goes. I think what's gonna happen is that we'll go there and we'll just kind of like wander around. There's a panel for like Himbos Unite, and I was like, what? It's like, all right guys, come on down, the Himbos Unite panel. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? So there's lots of silly panels like that. Or what was the panel that we were all like looking at? I don't know if we'll go to it, but it's a panel. Listen, I think for a lot of conventions, it's one of those things where it's like, if you make a panel, then you get in for free or something like that. That's usually how it goes for smaller conventions, is that if you run a panel, you can get like a discounted ticket to the convention. But I'm pretty sure, I can double check it, but if you go to their website and look for it, you can find it probably. But it's a panel where it's gonna just be like one of those like hour-long YouTube videos where it's gonna be a guy standing up on stage saying how Sonic the Hedgehog is just like Breaking Bad. And I was like, I'll go to that. That sounds fun. Just like a guy standing up there talking about it for like an hour and a half. Sure, why not? So it's like, you get more like, it's almost like public access television, the convention. Instead of like an anime expo or like a gaming or anime convention where it's kind of like contained in like semi-professional question marks, you kind of get like a little bit of everything at a fursuit convention. So you kind of just get this weird grab bag of like, there's also like a tea ceremony one that we saw where the person was like, hello, I've been to Tibet and I'm gonna show you how to do proper tea ceremony. And I was like, whoa, that sounds cool. So it's just like whatever, but as long as they're in a furry costume, it doesn't matter what kind of panel it is. So I was like, whoa, sick. I thought about going to local cons, try and meet people and make more friends. But last convention, I just ended up wandering around by myself and it felt pretty sad. That's, you know, for furry conventions, that's kind of what I've noticed is like, I like to meet people and like talk to people. The only success that I had was going to like the art area and was like looking around like, what are you drawing? You also draw dinosaurs? Me too. Do you want to draw dinosaurs together? And they were like, yeah. And so I have like a couple of con friends where it's one of those things where I don't really talk to them most of the year, but when the convention comes around, I'm like, hey man, are you going to the convention? They're like, yeah. And it's like, I should probably talk to them more during the year, but I just like, either one of us just like always forgets or whatever, but as soon as the con comes around, it's like, oh yeah, I should go say hi to them. That would be so cool. So it's just one of those things. Or if I see them in the street somewhere, I'm like, whoa, wait a second, I know you. Wait a minute. So that's pretty fun. And then same like with anime and like game conventions, there's more of like lines. And typically I'll just like stand in a line and just like say hi to people around me and be like, what are you here for? Oh, I like your costume. Like tiny small talk. And then like, if it just so happens that they're going to the same places that I am, I'll just be like, I don't know, man, you want to just pal around? They're like, sure, you know? That kind of happened. When I go with my friends, I don't really do it as much though. But when I'm by myself, I try and like seek out like, oh, who's around? Let's say hi. I have a lower tolerance for strange people nowadays, though. So I kind of just like try to leave the situation if it gets like too wild. But usually when I was like younger, I would just kind of like stand there and be like, But now I'm kind of like, all right, man, I gotta go. I'll see you later. You know, I know how to leave a situation now, which is nice. But if you're stuck in a line, you're stuck in a line, you know? But for the most part, it usually works out, which is nice. Hold on, I'm looking for this grab. Here it is. Okay. Unhinged panels do sound fun. Yeah, but I noticed for, like I said, for furry conventions, it's very much just me and my friends meeting up, and less so of like, I'm here to meet new people. So it's a little bit rough in that regard. But again, maybe at a bigger convention like Midwest Fur Fest or whatever, but that's so far away. I've never been to it. I have no idea what it's like. It's always so huge and people are always like, I can never get a hotel. It's always a crazy time. So like maybe it's an anime expo situation. I have no idea. So shrug. But I don't know. I had a friend that did a table at another FurCon a year or two ago and they said it was pretty well run. And they keep the like 18 plus stuff like actually, you know, in a spot. Not just like, I was so sad because wherever they were, they've table at a couple different conventions for fursuit stuff, but they have like children's books stuff that they were selling, but you know, sometimes they just kind of like set you wherever. And so they were selling their children's book stuff next to, because they're like a kid's author, and it's like right next to like, you know, all the 18 plus stuff that you can find at a furry convention. And I was like, uh-oh. But this one seems to have it pretty well like put together in terms of like separating that stuff out. So I'm like so glad for that. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we're good. It's happening. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to tell you guys about it when I get back. I've only been to MFF. Is that Midwest Fur Fest? Is that the abbreviation? I don't think so. Hold on one second. MFF. I always feel like I'm on the like outskirts of everything in terms of like furry stuff. I'm like, I'm in there, but like I'm on the window looking in, you know? I'm not like a person who goes and like looks at like furry drama on the internet. So like whenever people are like, here's this super popular person, I'm like, who? Well, I'm in my own little like, I feel like dinosaur people are kind of like off in their own little world in that regard. Oh, it is Midwest Fur Fest. Oh, okay, got you. Well, I hope it was fun. It always sounded like fun because it's just like the biggest one, and I always see all the pictures and I'm like, ooh. I basically see it as like a big costume get together versus like a furry thing, but it's definitely just a furry thing, right? But I don't know. I just like seeing everyone's cool costumes. It's the same thing with Anime Expo where I'm like, oh, look at all these cosplay things. But for Anime Expo and like gaming conventions, it's also like, I like this game a lot. Like I really wanted to go to E3. That was like childhood dream to go to E3. But obviously E3 kind of like died. So next dream, go to... honestly, the Game Awards is just kind of like, you know, ad city, but like it would still mean something to go to it, I think. So I don't know. That would be kind of fun if I ever got the chance to go. I would definitely go for it. I wanted to go to... oh, this will spoil some stuff, but I really wanted to go to like a Pokemon Go fest and like work the booths and stuff because I thought that would be fun. But I didn't get the chance to go. I was like, oh, because I really wanted to go to Japan and I wanted them to pay it for me. And they were like, actually, we kind of stopped doing the whole bring people from the US to the Japan ones if they want to. So you're gonna have to pick a more local one. And I was like, damn it. And it all makes sense looking back because, you know, approximately a couple months later, I was like, goodbye. I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, fine. Oh, look at this. I never actually connected this, actually. Hold on. What do we do about this, actually? Oops. Maybe... I guess we gotta do one of these. I guess we gotta, like, go around like this. What a weird little thing we got going on here. That's not good. Huh. It was way too big, and it was my first convention ever, and I had no idea what to do. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, the big conventions, I feel like everyone wants to go to, like, the biggest ones, but then when they get there, it's like, like, there's almost too much stuff to do. It's like analysis paralysis, but, like, for conventions. I feel like I do the same thing whenever I go to, like, Disney with people, where I'm just kind of like, I don't know, let's just wander over there and see what's going on. And if something strikes their fancy, we go in, you know? You just kind of like, you know, fill time, see what's going on in this little hallway, you know, is this panel look cool? Does it strike your fancy even a little bit? Sit down and take a peek, see what's going on in there, you know? Oh, I did do a little turnaround right there. Okay, okay. So that's kind of like... There's like gonna be like a pool room or something where it's just like a bunch of inflatable pool toys, and I was like, all right guys, this is probably just gonna be like a weird hotel room but with like, I don't know, inflatable pool toys or something in it. But I don't know, it could be a vibe. If they have like little glowy stuff in there, that could be kind of fun. And all my friends are like, okay, maybe, you know, whatever, we'll give it a shot. I'm like, all right, okay, maybe. So it's just kind of like a fuddle around and see what's going on and just kind of enjoy the vibe. And that's kind of it, really. Nothing much else besides that. Or see if there's like a little meetup you can go to, perhaps. I mean, I'm giving you advice for a thing that already happened, but you know, that's just how I do conventions and stuff, is just like, let's go see what's over here. Oh, look at that. Okay. Or if nothing else is going on, just sit in the art room and then say hi to people in there. It's pretty great. Let's see. I didn't know it was that big. Oh my goodness. A friend of mine suggested I go with them and I decided to. Oh, got you, got you. You're just like, you get there and you're like, uh-oh. Just to see, like, I feel like you're in that same position of like people who didn't know that it was going on. Because it was always like, without fail, every anime convention I used to go to, there'd be some normal person checking into the hotel and they had no idea and they would like pass. It's always me for some reason. Maybe because I'm just like smiley personality normal guy TM or whatever, but they're always just like, hey, what's going on? I just see like fucking Bowsette walking out of the, you know, Holiday Inn lobby and they're like, what the fuck? Huh? So I'm always like, oh yeah, you know, it's a gaming convention thing, and they're like, great. They're like, so cool. And they're like, why didn't my company tell me about it? They're like checking into the hotel for some business thing, because, you know, it's almost always some business event that's happening, right? It's almost always, without fail, some business convention next to the like furry and like gamers. Like, oh, sorry man, that's just how it is, I guess. Oh, I forgot I started water for hot tea. Let me go get some hot tea super fast. One sec. I'm gonna go pour the water. Okay. Perfectly timed with the music, I guess, but in 10 minutes I gotta go get my little tea. Was it 5:12? Okay. In 10 minutes you gotta throw some cheese at me if I forget. Okay. Let's see. You knew it was a furry convention? I just didn't know it was so big. I ended up paralyzed by sheer size of it. Oh, dude, yeah, no, that's what happened to me with the Anime Expo. I literally like, it's like, here's the convention doors. Oops. Actually, let's do it over here so it's like a little bit better. It's like, I walked in, because it was the first time I'd gone. Like, I knew it was big, but like, I didn't realize like how big, you know? So it's like, here's the front doors, right? The little big sliding doors. It was already wild seeing the giant LA Convention Center with like the giant Goku poster, you know, from like Dragon Ball Z on it. And I was like, what the hell? And the line was like, like this was the line just to like get in. I was like, what am I going to? Like a giant concert? What is this? What the hell? Like I'd only seen that big of a crowd for there was only one other time I'd been in a place with that many people. Hold on. I'm trying to get up and seeing if there's even a picture of it. Okay, yeah, it was, holy fuck, this is crazy looking. Okay, so my dad and I went to this concert called, it was for U2, and it was the World's Tour, in the stage in the crowd was fucking crazy. It was insane. You can't even see like where the people are. Like we were like in here somewhere. Like we were like here-ish, you know? Like this is the stage here. Or were we? Yeah, I think we were like right here, GA floor or something or other, because I remember the like these stage parts moved, so they like did a big swing around like this. It was fucking crazy, dude. So like I've been in a big crowd before, but Anime Expo was like, I don't know, man. It was basically this. It was basically this many people. Like you're trying to get to the, you know, convention hall with all the like, you know, merch or whatever, and it's just like a U2 concert's worth of people in a tiny little space. And I was like, this is crazy. So I had been in that situation before, and even then I felt more safe at this U2 concert than I did at the Anime Expo. So I was like, you know, I'm just not going back unless they do one of those like things where they limit the tickets, but it's bigger than ever and they still haven't limited the tickets. So I said, you know, never mind. I guess I'm just not going to go ever again. That's totally fair. So if you feel it's too busy over there at MFF, you're just like, no thanks. That is so fair. You'd probably have a lot more fun going to a smaller convention where you can just like chill out on the floor, have a nice little time, you know, go see everyone's cute little costumes, you know? It's great. What a time. But big stuff like that is just, you have to be prepared for it. And if you're not, you're just like, you have to like drink it in for a minute. You're like, what have I gotten myself into? This is crazy. Uh-oh. So I totally get it. I've been there. Because I knew there was people, you know, at Anime Expo, but I didn't realize like how many people were gonna be there. So I was like, oh, this is a lot of people actually. This is a little much, but it's okay. I'm doing fine. And then the next year when I didn't go, I had some friends go, but there was an earthquake, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not going back. That's fine. But they made a killing because they then went home and made a bunch of, what do you call those things? Buttons? They made a bunch of buttons with their button machine that says, I survived the Anime Expo earthquake. I was like, oh fuck, that's crazy. And they just sold them for $1, and they made a bunch of money. I was like, okay, that works. I had a plan to go again, but, you know, it's okay to just go for one day also. I know people are like, Sunday's the boring day, or like Friday is like the boring day. Nothing happens on those days. You know, if that means you have a better time because there's less stuff going on, just go for one day. That's totally fine. I feel like people make a big deal of like, I'm gonna go for the entire weekend or whatever, but it sounds like you're close by, so like, why not just go for like one day? And then you can just be like, well, I had my fun, bye. So it's super fun. I like going, just no expectations, just going there just to see what's going on, you know? Like I said, it's the same thing with Disney. Well, listen, since I've been to Disney already, I'm more than fine going with people now, because it's just like, I'm just showing them around, or like I'm just following them and what they want to do. But I will admit I'm very bad about going to I can go and go and go and go when I go to a place that I'm excited for. So like for conventions and for like theme parks and stuff like that. Like yesterday I was like, I want to go to Universal, I think, if I leave California. I think if I go to Universal, I have to go by myself, because I think anyone that would go with me would be run ragged, because I just like go, you know, I'll stand in line for 7 hours. Sure, you know, I'll go over there, I'll go here, I'll go there, I'll go everywhere, you know, I'll stand in line and eat my food instead of sitting down and eating it, just to like ride a couple more rides that I want to do, you know, stuff like that. But I realized that I that's not very fun for other people, so I have to like be upfront about it, or I have to be upfront about like, listen guys, I might just go off by myself for like an hour to go do some stuff I want to do, and then I'll come back, and usually that's fine. And they're like, okay, we'll meet up for like lunch or something. I'm like, cool. That's kind of how I have to approach stuff, because like I already know I might be kind of like I might be kind of bad about like spending time with other people because I know they can't keep up. So I'm just like, that's fine, I'll just be back in a little bit. The plan, but yeah, you wanted to go, but the whole thing happened. Gotcha. Group of people I went with got shook up and money has been yeah, that's kind of just how it goes. That's kind of the same thing that happened to me. It was like, that was the last convention I went to, was Anime Expo, and it was just like, well, that's fine. Are these legs too long now? Or is that okay? Is he just gonna be a tall man with high heels? You know? You don't need to be any taller than that, but I think this is fine. Well, hold on, let me see. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, life goes on, stuff happens. You know, I still want to go at some point, but, you know, it all kind of just works out the way when it's supposed to, or whatever you want to say. Oh, that's scary. Okay, hold on. But yeah, like I said, it's just like, I just have to make an effort to go now if I really want to. Which is also fine. I just have to like plan it ahead, I guess, but also smaller conventions are less expensive, which is great. So I'm cool with that. That's kind of what I have to do for bands, you know? Like, I like going to concerts a lot, but, you know, concerts are expensive to go to when it's a big band, and so I just gotta find more indie bands to go see. It just kind of works out like that, you know? Hold on. I know that these are, like, weird and all over the place, but I'm just gonna, like, leave it. Or, actually, hold on. Edit mode. What is the deal? What is this? Turn off solidify for a second. Weight paint, is it that? I think these are like new vertices that we have to paint in there. I think that's the problem. Hold on a second. Let's put this back to 0 so we can actually see what we're doing. Hold on. Here we go. Layout. No, not layout. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. Weight paint. So what's the deal? What? Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, yeah, these are the new joints that we added in, or the new vertices, that's what it was. But yeah, it's kind of hard to go back to, that's just like, I don't know, I kind of in the same boat, where there's a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do, but just like, man, I haven't done that thing in a long time, I wonder why, and it just kind of like happened that way, like, I haven't gone swimming in a long time, and I was like, I wonder why that is, and it's just because, yeah, I just got busy, I guess. But I feel like if you make like a conceited effort to give it your best shot, I feel like eventually it works out. Like, I've been wanting to go swimming for a while, but like, still hasn't happened yet, but you know, just other stuff has been going on, so that's totally fine. But it's like in the back of my mind still, or like, I want to go to the beach sometime, but like, I don't know. I guess I'll go tomorrow. I mean, why not? You know, I got nothing else going on tomorrow. I would like to stream a little bit, but I think I want to go to the beach also. That would be cool. Because I don't know if I'll be here for that much longer, and it would be nice to go. So, I don't know. Just stuff like that. You just kind of have to be like, can I make different changes today to do something I want to do that I haven't done in a while? And if not, that's okay. You can do it another day. That's fine. But once you start getting to that point where you're like, man, oops, it's been like, like for me, I was like, you know, I haven't done art in like 2 years. I should probably do something about that. I started streaming instead. And that kind of worked out to have like a you know, an obligated time for me to do it, you know? Lest I just be sleeping away the day, I guess. Because I like sleeping. It's very nice. As much as I don't get that much sleep, I like to, like, chill out in my bed for a long-ass time. Okay. I think we are good now. Let's try that. Let's see. Animating? Let's see. But I also don't have that many responsibilities outside of just me, so I'm a little privileged in that way. I get it. Because I don't have, like, pets or, like, other people that depend on me. It's just me. So I have, like, a bit of a, I don't know, a bit more of, like, a privileged take on it, I suppose. So, I don't know, grain of salt. You know what you can do to make it better for yourself and stuff like that, you know? But time and effort, you know? It just happens. It'll work out. Maybe just in a while from now. That's it. Or tomorrow, if you really feel like it, you know? If you can. Let's see. Okay. Let's do this. Let's grab... Oh, this is an edit mode, that's why. Okay. Turn off the graph here. Do this, do that. Okay. Something like this. This little foot is a little jank, but that's alright. We're just gonna grab this. I think that's as close as we're gonna get, right? That's pretty close. I think that's the same kind of pose. Okay, okay. Let's see what we got going on. I think it's about to be 10 minutes for my tea, so I'm gonna go grab that also. Keep it coming up. Here we go. Coming up. Okie dokie. And I think when I get back with tea, I'll start working on the train a little bit, because I feel like this is one of those things where it's like so simple that I have to like let it alone for a minute and then come back to see if there's any differences that I want to change. Like, I think right now it looks pretty okay, but who knows, tomorrow me might look at it and be like, why didn't I see that? That's crazy. So maybe we'll go work on the train for a minute and come back to this. Kind of back and forth, you know, see what's going on. I don't want to directly overlay it because I know it's not going to be exactly the same, so we're just kind of going on vibes. Let's make sure, like, this is kind of in the same area. Let's see. I think actually if we tilt back the camera slightly, it'll be a little bit better. Maybe? Hold on. Because the thing with the drawing, it's kind of like orthographic, where it's like just straight on without like a camera. And this has a camera, so the, you know, the way that it looks is going to be a little different regardless. Unless we change it like in the game to be like that, which we could, you know, we could have a bit of like a weird orthographic look. That could be kind of fun, but could be also a little disorienting also. You know, everything is like weirdly flat. I don't know. Let's see. This might be a better representation of it though, because let's see. Where is the floor? The floor is... he's not on the floor. I forgot because he's kind of tall. But I guess that's about right, more or less. Yeah, sorta. Okay, let's see. Hands. We can actually go... I think we need to go bigger, actually, on the, like, ends of the hands here. Like, I think we gotta go, like, more triangle-y like this, because they're pretty straight right now. And I think that's the problem. I think I gotta make them more triangular shaped, because they're kind of just, like, long right now, but I think I drew them more like this, you know? So, more flared out here. So let's do that, and I think... But I think after that, it's like pretty... It's pretty close. The head is still weird. I don't really know what to do about it, to be honest with you. I think the, like, height is good now. Like, this is about right, I think, compared to everything else. I'm gonna lock this, because I keep moving it around. Let's see. So, hands a little bit wider. And let's see. Technically, I think the neck is smaller here. It is, but I kind of just like the look of it better now in 3D over here. I feel like if I make it thinner, it's gonna look strange, so I kind of like the way that it is now. I know that the eyes are bigger here also. So we can give it a shot by making the eyes bigger and seeing if that helps with the head shape problem. We're playing like spot the difference right now, basically. The texture also is a little messed up. It should be kind of more like this, you know? So let's make the eyes a little bit bigger just for fun, and we'll make the hands a little bit bigger for fun, but I think the legs are good, like proportion-wise. Let's see, here's this, here's the legs. Actually, let's do this. We can do it here instead, so we can actually see. Look at that tall guy. Hold on. Get that guy. Copy. Guys, also, what I watched today, did you guys know that the backroom stuff is still, like, pretty popular? I thought it had, like, fallen out of, like, vogue, as it were, where it's, like, there was just, like, too much stuff about it, so people just kind of got, like, tired of it. But, like, I saw a video today of just, like, some random dev made, like, some random, like, jump out of the back rooms or whatever, jump out of the pool room back rooms kind of game. Another like Unreal Engine like asset situation. I'm sure they made their own stuff also because you know that's just how it is. But it was just funny because it had like a bazillion views on it. I was like, what the hell? Is it still that popular? That's crazy. And yet my hypothesis still remains that if you make a horror game, people will just fucking buy it, you know? It doesn't matter what it is. I genuinely like the back rooms and the pool rooms and stuff like that, so I think it would be fun to make a game with that in it, but it's just funny that it's just like every time I'm like, oh, surely it's like kind of gotten out of style now. It's always like, nope, we're right back in there. Everyone's buying it. I'm like, oh shit, look at that. But I just think it's funny that it's still going on there. I think that the mascot horror thing is kind of dying down a little, but what do I know? You know, I'm not on... I asked my friends to give me a little tour of Roblox, because I've never played before. Yes, I know the backroom stuff is still popular. I know one person who made Foley work for Backrooms game. Yeah. I think it's, what's her name? Luho Hoots or something like that? They gave me a key to, like, the game that they worked on, but I just never had the time to play it, or like never found, because I think it's like you have to play it with a group of people, so I just never had the group of people to play it. Yes, okay, got you. Yeah, Luho gave me the key to that, and I was like, oh shit. But I never got the chance to play it, unfortunately, because I don't think I have any other friends that have it. I think so. I was like, oh shit. So I don't know. I feel like it could be fun to make that, but I'm basically just making train game, and it's not really like... I feel like I like that liminal horror stuff, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this, but it's more of like, I don't know. Obviously, it's not like the pool rooms TM, but I just like that kind of stuff, so I feel like it'll bleed through eventually, you know? Like, just in the way that stuff, like, works and feels. That's kind of what I'm going for. Like, you know, like the myhouse.wad is, like, not exactly liminal space, like, pool rooms. Well, that's a lie. There's like a couple places that it's basically just pool rooms, but you know what I mean, where it's just like, mostly it's just like weird vibes, and I like that a lot. So that's what I'm trying to do here, but a little... I don't know. I don't think I could really call it liminal horror, but it's also not just straight horror game either, so that's kind of why I've started like using liminal in the title instead, because it's like not really a horror game in terms of what people would think as a horror game. It's just like weird. We've got the weird vibes, you know? And that's kind of just like what liminal is. It's just like that weird vibe. So I've kind of tried to like pivot it to that, perhaps, to kind of just like describe it a little bit easier for people. Because I feel like when you say like horror train game, everyone always thinks of like Choo Choo Charles, and that's not quite right. So I'm like, that's not what I'm going for. So I gotta switch it up, you know? Oh, let me go get my tea, and then I'll be right back. Hold on one second. Yes? Okay, got you. Okay. All right, one sec. All right, we're back. I'm so glad it's not as hot anymore that I can have tea again. It was just so hot that I was like, oh, I don't want tea. I'm hot enough as it is, you know? But now I can have my tea again. I'm so excited. So yummy. I got some, what is it? It's unfortunately caffeinated, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see. You know, I stopped drinking caffeinated coffee when I got my ADHD meds, so it's a little bit of a treat to have some caffeine. Ooh. Nummy nummy num. Okay, let's see. Mascot horror is still popular. If Garden of Banban is any indication, that's so fair. That's so true. I always think that's like a million years ago, but I think, didn't like the newest one just come out or something like that? That's crazy. Indigo Park also? Let's see. I don't know if I've heard of that one. I feel like I've got my, you know, because I watch enough streamers and I watch enough YouTube that I feel like whenever there's some like silly indie horror game that comes out, I always like hear about it through the grapevine. Let's see. Indigo Park. I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't remember what it is. Actually, no, I'm a liar. I've never seen this. This is cool. Here, I'll share my screen. Well, nah. I'll just get a little picture. Hold on. Just to make sure. But it's this, right? It's like, this is Indigo Park. Oops. Pressed the wrong button, my bad. But it's this, right? Yeah, okay, okay. Oh, it's fan art, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, guys, there's a cute lion guy in it. But it's just fan art, so we're gonna stay away from that one. This is so cool, though. Dude, this guy looks like a Neopets guy. This is from the wiki, so I guess they all look like this. Is this like the actual art for the game? This is so fun. I love it, baby. This is so sick. Yeah, no, I've been trying to convince my game team. I don't think we really want to make like a mascot horror game, but boy, it would print money. It would. You know? I feel like if you have a good enough story and like funny enough horror characters, people will just do it. So that sounds good to me. I'm looking to see if there's any other fun pictures really quick. But I'm being safe about it because I have a feeling I have a feeling this is one of those Google searches that might be a little you know, might be a little spooky. There might be one or two things in here. Yeah, this looks cool. Is it one of those things where you're like stuck in the park overnight and all the creatures come alive? Because that's great. Oh, this is cool. Hold on. Copy image. Did they just do like a photo manipulation for this? And it's like in the game like this? Oh, no. This is like a 3D model, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. That's cool. It looks like a real place in that picture because of just how low quality it is. Ooh. This is cool. Yeah. Yeah, this looks great. This looks kind of fun. I didn't really look at the trailer, but there you go. Lion Guy is a real character. Okay, got you. I like the character designs. Indigo Park and the Pizzaplex have really lovely art assets. Yeah, no, it looks really cool. If I've ever seen a cartoon raccoon named Rambly who really likes trains, then it's him. Okay, got you. One of the few mascot horror games that makes mascots actually appealing. Oh, got you. I feel like sometimes it's... Listen, I kind of just keep it... It's like Naruto at this point for me, for keeping up with, like, the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, where I'm like, I'm already in there. I already got all this lore kicking around in my brain, so I might as well just keep up with it. I've kind of, like, fallen off on a couple things about it, but I still enjoy it, you know? I never watched the movie that came out, but I kind of want to see the second one. Because, like, what could I have possibly missed in the first movie that, you know, I didn't get out of the games, you know? Other than, like, I might have to lean over and be like, who's that guy, you know? But, I enjoy little lore stuff like that. And I feel like, I don't know, I almost wish that the story wasn't as complicated as it was. Because it's kind of getting into, like, Kingdom Hearts territory where I'm just like, I just don't care. I just want a fun game to play, that's it. Let's see. Trust those feelings. Yeah, it's all 3D modeled. Okay, got you, got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But yeah, I don't think anybody really wants to make a mascot horror game, but I'm like, guys, let me tell you. If we just make a good horror game with funny mascot in it, you know, I don't know if you can hear this, but it's just like, wipe the hands clean, we got the money. We want an office, we make a funny horror game. Done. You know? Five Nights at Freddy's did so much damage to the nostalgic horror game genre, I feel. That's so fair. I still feel that stuff can break through, because it's really not the same genre at all, so maybe this is like so out there that it's not even relevant, but like that what was it called? I can never remember the name of it, which is really unfortunate because I like the game a lot. It's something or other Hotline. It's a game where you like call in like weird entity things that are happening. Something, let me just go to Steam. I think it'll be easier to find it there. Something Hotline. Hold on. I think the name is really bad. I really wish they had it be something different. Store feature. I'm just gonna go to the store. Hold on. I'm gonna type in Hotline. It's not Hotline Miami. That's different. Hotline. There's a few of those. I know. Yeah. Oh, Home Safety Hotline. It's not a good name. I'll be completely honest. I can never remember it. Whatever I try to look it up, even though I really like the game. Let me see. I'll copy this. Go here. Let me see if I can get this back up. 1 second. Studio mode. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, Home Safety Hotline is like, it's like this nostalgic like 90s computer game, but it also has like you're like sending in little reports of like you're helping these people that are calling in being like, there's something weird in my house. And then you like send in a little report like you have like weird gnomes at your house. So you have to like, you know, tell the people what they've got going on. So it's like not even a mascot horror game. So this is like a big reach, but I also feel like it has that like nostalgia, like spooky horror to it. But I think it got decently big when like some streamers played it. So I don't know. I think stuff can still, as long as it's like unique and like well written, I still think that stuff like that can still like push through. Kind of like that what did you say? What was that called again? Indie Park? No. Indigo Park, that's it. So I think as long as it's like interesting enough, people will still like, because people will just like, I mean, listen, you have a like a romance yokai anime, I'm there. It doesn't matter if it's good, it's probably terrible, but I'm still gonna watch it. I still feel like there's just like people like that who are just like, I don't even care what it is, as long as it's like a weird horror thing with a mascot in it, I'm gonna play it. And if it's good, they'll tell everybody about it, you know? And it's like, wow, it's actually good. Or it's so bad, like Garden of Banban, that it's funny to spread it around and say, guys, you should play this game. You know? So it's like, I totally get it. I think if you're just doing like the cash grabby, like mid-range game, then I don't think it's gonna work. But, you know, maybe you get a little bit of like, you know, student loan money. But aside from that, I think it's like, it's either got to be kind of more unique, like Choo Choo Charos, you know, or stuff like that, I think is kind of my opinion on it at this point. Let's see. Yeah, but there you go. That's kind of, but I still think it would be fun to make one regardless. I keep seeing those like videos on YouTube that are like, how to make a spooky horror scene in Blender where it's like a creature running around and it's really easy. And I was like, oh, that looks fun. Okay. I'll do that. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm nervous about changing how thick these fingers are, so I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna make this like bigger, I guess, and just kind of hope that it works out. Hold on. Yeah, no, it's not dead. Oh yeah, no, that's not what I was saying. I was just like, I feel like it is, I was agreeing with you. I was like, it is a little bit flooded. Yes, yes. I know that many people have been trying to replicate it, and that has lowered the variety of those types of things. Yeah, exactly. Like, I still think it's a valid game type to try and make, for sure. I mean, you should just make whatever you're feeling like, obviously, but if you're doing like, hi, I'm a game studio, and I want to make a game for art, but also a game that people would want to play, obviously, and then it's like, all right. So mascot horror is kind of like that, like, it's the double-edged sword of like, a lot of people want it, but will it sell if it looks exactly the same as every other one that's out there? You know, it's one of those things I have to think about. But, you know, I'm not the marketing guy, so I guess I don't have to worry about it. I'm like interested in marketing stuff, but I'm also like not, you know? I like looking at the data for stuff because I think it's cool seeing like what people like and don't like, or like how stuff is happening, you know? But at the same time, okay, this is like not really working. I'm just realizing now. Oh, there we go. That's why. Okay. Oh, phew. But I don't know. I feel like it's still one of those things where it's like, if it's a good game, it's a good game. Even if it's like, you know, flooded the market with stuff. I mean, still stuff will come through. So it just kind of depends on, but you know, just saying, make a good game, idiot. It's like, okay. So, I don't know. I feel like it's just whatever you're feeling like. I saw that one trailer. It was a long ass time ago. It was some animator that made a proof of concept animation for like a horror like clown park or something. It was a 2D animation, not a game, but oh god, I don't know. Maybe I saved it. Let me check. YouTube. Let's go check it for just 2 seconds. I think I put it in my inspiration playlist. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. And people were fucking stoked. They were like, ugh. So every time I think it's going out, it comes right back in with something that like comes across my desk. I'm like, oh shit, there it is. The mascot horror thing is still alive. Look at that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just chalking out my ass. Maybe I'm just like not the right age for it either. That's also very possible. So I just kind of like don't get it in my little inbox very often, you know? But I'm sure if I went to Roblox, that's kind of why I want to go in there and just check out stuff to be like, what's going on in here, guys? What's happening? After I realized you can like import your own models to Roblox that like are actual models, and like, you know, dinosaur survival games are on there. I was like, what? This is crazy. Okay, inspiration playlist. Let's go see. For like 2 seconds. It has a very iconic little thumbnail, so I'm kind of just scrolling. Birthday Rats is in here. Rats, we're rats. I'm scrolling. Maybe oh, here it is. I was like, maybe I didn't save it, but that's kind of insane that I didn't. But nope, I got it. I won't play the sound, but I'll just share the screen. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Studio mode. Go here. Okay, let's see. This is the last thing that I saw that I thought was really cool. 1 second. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Gotta pause it. 1 second. Turn this back on, maybe? Pause it. No. Give me a second. Hold on. Transform. Reset. Okay, there we go. Now we have this. Make it a little smaller. The ads are coming, by the way, so I'll do this quick. I'll do it a little bit quicker. But I'll also link it in the chat so you can go watch it on your own if you really want to see it with like the sound and stuff, because I think that makes it, but I'll leave it off for just a second. But okay, here we go. And then do this. Bigger. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, here we go. Transition. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, this was by Rodrigo. Oh god. Goalo something. I'm gonna snooze the ads for a second. But it's like this really cool, like animated spooky, and it's so sick, and it looks really cool. And I was like, oh, it's like so fucked up and weird, and I love it so much, and it's great. If there's like, if it's just like spooky kid horror thing, but like this, sign me the fuck up. It's so gross and weird. I'm like, yes, thank you, thank you. But if you want to watch the rest of it, you can go. There's like, I think it takes it a little bit farther than what most game people would do for like children's game rated E for everyone, you know, but it's so sick and it's so fun. But you can go watch the rest of it on your own if you want to, but I'll link it in chat here so you can save it if you want to. But I've kept that in my brain. It's been, you know, in there for a minute, being like, ooh, this is cool. And I think the last I saw of it, he was like, I'm gonna make an actual series out of this, by the way. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Let me see. Let me go check. Yeah, they made a Patreon for it. I guess they're making something else called Uncanny Valley, I suppose. But as far as I'm aware, they didn't actually, like, fully make it. And that was 2 years ago, the little trailer thingy came out. So maybe there's something in the works for it. I don't know. I haven't checked up on it in a long time, but I just remember it quite fondly. And I go, wow, so cool. But let's see. When it comes to nostalgic horror, I'm a big fan of Angel Hair. Ooh, that sounds cool. Let's go see. We're just like looking at things. Half art, half looking at things today. Ooh. Oh, look at this cute little guy. What's this? It turns the genre on its head with a bit of benevolent entities. Oh, that's cool. I like it when, I mean, it's a trope that I enjoy of like big thing protecting small thing. And it was like, hello, I am Mr. Freddy, and you can run around in it as like a mech suit. And I was like, oh, I'll play that game. I think it was the pop star one. What was it? The Escape from, oh, I don't remember what the title of it was, but it was like the one that was made by the other team that wasn't Scott for the first time. But this is Angel Hair, this guy. Let me see. There's not really, is it like a, what is that called? Like an ARG thing? Oh, TV miniseries. Okay, got you. Yeah, okay, because I was like, I feel like this isn't a game, right? I'm pretty sure, but I enjoy ARG stuff too. I guess it's technically not an ARG, it's just, you know, a thing to look at, a show. Here. Clip Studio, here we go. This is Angel Hair, right? This is the thing you were talking about, I think? Owlbear? But that's cool. I enjoy that. This is fun. Sometimes these, like, online ARG things can be, like, too goofy. Or it's just, like, too tropey, and I'm like, meh. It's fine. Like, it's like, spooky ghost coming out of the computer, and then it is haunting me. I'm like, I don't know if I can do another, like, bend drowned situation. You know? It's kind of all just the same, which I still enjoy it to some degree, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, guy. You put a little bit of a difference in there, you know? We're here. We're making it happen, you know? You can do something a little different. But I still enjoy looking at them every once in a while when it comes up off the YouTube, you know? Yeah, it's a YouTube web series? Okay, sick. Yeah. I'm a little bit more picky about it these days, but I'll still give them a look. I'm trying to not be as picky with stuff anymore, because I was a little picky for a while. But then I stopped watching anime, and I was like, why is that? Oh, because I'm a little picky with it. I'm trying to be less picky with anime and stuff like that, where I'm just like, you know, it's not gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna get psychic damage from watching a bad show, okay? I'll just watch it and say, it wasn't good. File it away forever, you know? I still usually have some kind of enjoyment with something, even if it's not the best thing ever, though. Like, I started making this, like, list where I've written down stuff that I've watched, where I'm like, I have a little section of, like, things where it's like, this show sucked and I'd never go back to watch it ever again. But there was just one tiny moment in it that was like good. You know, I would never ever go watch it again. What was the thing I put down for it? Let me see. Let me go to my Google Docs. Let me go check it out. I think there was only like 1 or 2 things that I have written down in there, because I don't write down too much stuff, because I didn't really want to do like a letterbox really, because it was for like everything. So like I was reading a comic and I wanted to write it down somewhere. My ultimate trope master list, which is not that long, but it's getting there. What was it? Control F, little star thing. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. I'll wait for the ads. I'll snooze for a second. I put down that fucking monster truck movie. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Holy fuck, I can't believe it. I can barely even talk. It just holy fuck. You're gonna see what I'm talking about when I pull up the image of it. Hold on. Monster truck. Hold on. Me and my roommate watched this. It was oh god, hold on. Monster truck movie. Here. Good lord. Okay, listen. We were like, this looks like terrible, but, you know, it was a terrible movie night, so we decided, why not? It looks like this. Okay, it was a children's film, and while looking at it, you're like, ain't no way. I'm telling you, yes it is, and you know what? It's just as terrible as you think, and it's just as weird as you think. Tentacle monster does not belong in children's media. It just needs to stay far, far away. And I was like, I will never ever watch this ever again. And they're trying to make these little alien monster creatures like lovable and cute, but they're also just this pile, and I just can't do it. And so I have it written down as I will never ever watch this again. Yeah, I was too creeped out, never sat right. I just don't like it. But the only good thing about it was that they did the slow burn monster creature learning to trust the human at the start. That's it. That was the only thing I have written down for it. I was like, that's the only thing that was okay. But even then, it wasn't that great. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. But it was like one of those like B movies where I was like, I don't know what to watch. This looks fine. And we were like, uh-oh, this is just terrible. This is like a weird in a way that I just don't want to look at it anymore. I'm a little bit done. I'm okay with not watching this again, you know? It's like your alien jet guy, but a monster truck. Listen, that's what I mean, okay? Sometimes you watch it and you're just like, I wish it was like this, but it's not. And then you just take it and make it your own thing, and that's more okay, you know? But it's basically that. I think my jet plane alien guy, I'm sure was probably in some way was taken from that, but it's mostly, in my brain, more of like Evangelion and Yuki Kaze smooshed together. And I like that kind of stuff where it's just like mysterious alien thing that you have to pilot, but like it's not human, and you're like still having to bond with it in some way to like make it work. And I'm like, thank you. But that dragon plane anime is just too much because that's the exact premise. And boy, I looked at it and said, that looks cute. And I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was it called? It was, that's another one of those like, this is a fetish anime. I just gotta go. I just can't stay here, man. It was, it's not Dragon Booster. That's another show from like the early 2000s. Dragon anime plane. Hold on. What is it called? I can't remember. Do you guys know what it is? I can't remember what it is. You gotta headcanon things to make sense for you. It's true. It's true. I think it's just called Dragon Pilot, actually. Pilot? That's boring. It is just called Dragon Pilot. It was this one. Hold on. I was like, cute little dragon guy, and he turns into a plane. This is the best day ever. This is so cool, because I like biomechs and stuff. And then I was like, oh no. Oh, good lord. So, I don't know. I just want a normal fucking thing, you know? I just want cute little... I'm making emotional connection with this thing, and it's great. That's why I like Lost in Space so much. It's just... Lost in Space is just like the perfect, like, yes, I have my little alien friend, and it's great. Also, the alien guy looks cool, and I'm cool for that. Here we go. Lost in Space is about the right amount of, like, I have my little human friend, and it's great, and it's fantastic. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for this gift. Whoever remade this show. Big claps for Lost in Space with alien creature guy being friends with, like, tiny human, and I'm like, yay! This is the best day ever! So there you go. Beep. Let me see. I missed somebody's message up here. Let's see. Oh yeah, you gotta be picky. So much content out there now. Yeah, Angel Hair mostly appeals to me because it was resonated by my childhood experiences. Oh, cute. That's always fun when like you realize that somebody has like the same kind of like outlook as you, or like had the same kind of like really highly specific thing that you like, and you're just like, wow, I'm not the only one. This is the best. This is so cool. So good. Thank you so much. I'm not alone in this. Great. I only know two things about that show. One, there are dragons. Two, the dragons have to eat the pilots. Exactly. Yes. It just like, you know, one scene, fine. Okay. Whatever. I get it. But when it's the whole show, I'm like, you know, I just can't. That's okay. I'm good. Sometimes it's just a little too much. I would rather have substance than not, you know? I don't care if there's one, like, silly scene in there, okay? I'm not some prude that's like, oh, you can't have it in there, okay? But it's just too much sometimes, you know? I'm like, nah. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna close the window, actually. Whoop. Get in here. Okay, ads are coming, but I'm just gonna keep her going, I think. Take another sip of my tea. It's hard to enjoy anime shows and games. Everything has a code of perviness over the good stuff. That's kind of why I stopped watching anime for a long time, dude. I was just like, I just can't do it. I just can't do the show with like 90% fan service. I need like something, okay? Even if it's a trope that I really like, listen, even if there's like a hot anime vampire guy can only carry a show so hard before I'm like, this is just boring, man. I mean, I'll look at you in a picture and go, that guy's neat, but that's kind of it. That's kind of where I'm at, you know? I need something. I gotta have something in there for me to keep watching, okay? And the something isn't the fan service. It's just not for me, man. But then, you know, I think we're kind of in like that, I'm in like a nice anime zone right now where like Dan to Dan is really great. I'm having a great time there. Chainsaw Man came out. Chainsaw Man's pretty great. I feel like if you're not into like pervy anime, whatever, Chainsaw Man makes up for it because I enjoy just the show in general. So I kind of overlook that. So it's a little bit more on that like pervy anime side, I guess. So it's like, it's a little bit harder of a recommendation, but Dan to Dan's actually just fun and goofy, and I enjoy it quite a bit. I haven't laughed at anime in a long time, and I really, really like Dan to Dan. So I'm like, yeah, sick. But there's like I feel like I'm watching some other stuff, but it's kind of just like in the background. It's like a bunch of older stuff that I kind of just go back and watch, but I don't know. I feel like they're starting to do more like weird, like out there anime. There's one I want to watch really bad. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to get back to you on it actually, because I don't remember, but it's like a horror movie, or it's a horror anime that's like, it's been blending. I watched like 2 seconds of a review on it and I said, I'm watching it. It was like a horror anime where they've been blending in like real pictures of stuff, and the animation was really sick. And I think, if I remember right, the video was saying it was by the same people who did Uma Musume. It's the same like animation studio, and I was like, oh shit, okay. So I'm kind of just down to watch it, but I really want to just sit and watch it. It's not a background show. So I've been kind of like sitting on it for a minute. And I've also been watching, of course, Apothecary Diaries. It's the like drama show, which is probably boring to a lot of people, but the will they, won't they, will they date, will they not? I'm not, you know, opposed to that. It gets me, okay? I'll watch it. It's the folding laundry show, you know? I'm like, all right, I'm here for that, you know? Basic shit for me. I'll take it. Let's see, what else? As someone who doesn't have an aversion to many things, I feel like the idea of that fan service is needed makes many stories feel bad. That's what I mean, you know? Dude, I think... I can't remember what it's called now. Brigadoon? Is that it? Hold on. Anime? Okay. This is a hard sell, okay? Because the first episode's pretty egregious, not gonna lie. So maybe just skip the first episode. I'm being completely honest. It's like fan service. Listen, it's one of those shows that did fan service with like a kid in it, and I was like, uh-oh, this is bad. But the rest of the show was fine, and I was like, I don't even know if I can recommend this show. This is just like too weird. But it was from like the early 90s, and it was an anime, but it's Brigadoon, and it's like, I can't remember. It's like that only the first episode, so I have no idea why they did it. And I have a feeling it was just like, guys, we need fan service. We just have to put it in the first episode. So I totally get it when people are like, I just can't do anime. I just can't do it. And I'm like, I totally get it. It's just, I think she's 16 or something, but she's drawn very tiny, and it just like was not very cool. So I didn't come back to it for a very, very long time. And then I saw like a clip of it somewhere, and I was like, I'll go rewatch this. Sure, why not? But I'm trying to find like a good screenshot of it, but it's just like, here, I guess this would explain everything. It's just fucking, I'll show you this and you'll be like, oh, I get it. Here. From Brigadoon, it's just like this like robot dude, and I'm like, dude, I want to look at the cool robot dude. He's fucking nice looking. Sure, why not? But then he has like human partner girl, and I'm just like, this is great. I wish that the first episode wasn't as weird as it is, but I don't know. I haven't rewatched the show in a very, very long time, so please, grain of salt if you go watch it and you're like, Axel, this is fucked up. And I'm like, okay, never mind. Because I haven't seen it in like, I don't know. God, I think it was, holy fuck, wait a minute. No, that can't be right. That's so fucked up. Oh god, literally like 15 years ago. So long ago. It's called Brigadoon. Brigadoon. Yeah, it's like a forgotten old anime where it's just like alien robot guy comes to Earth, makes friends with human girl, and it's great. And then they get transported back to alien land, and it's great. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I like this show. But I always get jump scared by the first episode where it's fan service. I'm like, oh no. Oh. Ooh. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird sell, but it has a cool robot guy in it. Okay, that's all I really need out of it. So that's in the little. If I put it in the ultimate trope master list that I've got going on, I'm putting it in the. I only liked it for this trope. The item labeled was something I'd not revisit. That's probably where I would put it under, but. That's kind of what I mean, where it's like, I guess I can watch other things that are not exactly good, but it has that one thing in it where I'm like, I want to watch it for this and nothing else. Everything else is like, I just can't do it. But I feel like anime nowadays still has it, but it's a little less so, but it's still kind of, it's just not my jam. I had to like take a break. It was just too much for a while there. Like when it was in that like zone of just like, what do you call it? We're gonna be going into the video game world, where it's just video game transport show, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember the name of it right now. It was just fan service everywhere. I couldn't escape it. It was just bad. It was like full 10 years of just like, guys, we got sucked into the game. I got hit by a car. Goodbye. And I'm like, oh. Japan is really weird like that sometimes, especially in that era. Yes, no, yeah. It's like going back to the early 2000s anime is like both a blessing and a curse. It's like there's a little bit less fan service, but when there is, it's like so not cool. I'm just like, oh. Ooh. You know, I only seen Porco Rosso once. I don't remember shit about it, unfortunately, but, you know, it's like a difference between, like, you know, a bathhouse scene where everyone's just, like, you know, doing their thing or whatever, but, like, you can tell. Like, you can tell when it's just, like, people hanging around, like, doing stuff because Japan is more open about that or whatever, but it's also, like, you can tell when it's supposed to be fan service or not, and I'm just like, oh, boy. What am I getting into? Do I want to keep watching this show? I don't know. But it's always, like, the first... That's why I've always, it's like, watch, like, 3 episodes, and then if it's bad... then you drop it, because first episode is usually like that weird hook, or at least it used to be, not so much anymore. The weird hook episode where like stuff is happening and it's all fan service or whatever. And then they drop it, and then it's just like the rest of the show. It's like, that's just how it was, and it's really fucked up and annoying. And I'm like, damn it, okay, fine, I'll watch one more, you know. Let's see. The biggest issue I have with fan service is that many times characters being fan service often resist. Yes, I know. That's what I mean. Especially because, like, you know, I don't know if it was like this for you guys, but when I was like anime weeb back in the day, I like didn't have like media literacy really. Like, I didn't have critical thinking anime literacy. I just was like, this is just how it is. Yep, you know? Like, for example, just people fighting over characters that they liked, and they're like, no, I like that character, so you can't have him, or like being okay with like how like ladies are portrayed in shows and stuff like that. Like, it just was like, or oh god, okay, listen, I used to watch like on YouTube back in the day, like these Naruto edits that people would make where it was like literally just text on screen, and people would be making like Naruto, like, I don't know what you would call it, but like I guess it's technically like, I don't know what you would call it, like what is that called when you like write a book but the book is for like a show? What is that called? I'm blanking on it. Like AO3, Archive of Our Own, hold on, Archive of Our Own, what is that called? Oh, fan fiction, that's the word. I got it. Fanfic? Yes. Okay, yeah. So it was like a video version of a fanfic where somebody would just be like putting like text on screen for the characters with like Windows Movie Maker slideshow with Naruto in the background with like music where it's like like the Naruto background music, and I was just like, I was enamored with it. I would sit there and just like read it on screen, but like it was always like, fuck you, Sakura, you're so dumb and stupid. And she's like, I am a dumb and stupid girl. And I was like, yeah, you are dumb and stupid, Sakura. But I was like 12 or whatever, and I was like, yeah, Sakura is dumb and stupid. I'm like, man, I don't know. Or like going back to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, I was like, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, I should go watch that again. And I was like, Teia's a dumb bitch. And I was like, uh-oh. I don't remember this being in the show. Ooh, I love early 2000s gamer humor. Uh-oh. So it's just like a lot of stuff that I just like, I mean, it's like of its time TM, but like there's a lot of old anime where I just kind of go back and I'm like, I remember loving this show. And I'm like, oh, the fan service and just like everything about it's just kind of not my jam anymore. So sometimes I'll have stuff like listed on like my anime list where I go look at it and I'm like, I guess I really like this show, and then I go back and watch it again. I'm like, oh, I watched this a long time ago. So I'm trying to like go back and watch older stuff, but I kind of have to like keep that in mind. Oh, actually, I have a great recommendation for you guys. It's fun, no fan service because it came out before Evangelion, okay? Especially because half you guys play D&D, as far as I'm aware. Hold on. I have a good recommendation for you, because it's pretty, it's funny, because the dub is really not that great, but it's great. It's so good. Record of Lotus War was the thing. I think I might have talked about this on stream. I don't actually remember, but maybe I hadn't watched the whole thing yet, but I have watched the full thing now. So if you like D&D, and you want to watch funny D&D OVA with really, really, really pretty anime, this is what I would recommend. It's on Crunchyroll, so you don't have to go to some spooky website to watch it. The English dub is so fucking funny. I enjoy it so much. It's not terrible. Bakura from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in there as like this priest guy, and I was like, Bakura? He's like, yes, let us go and defeat the evil. And I'm like, okay, sick. There's like some parts in it where you're like, this is definitely, it was based on like a real D&D game. So there's definitely some parts where you're like, oh, okay, the rogue had to go like do something else in his life. So they had to like write him out of the show. You know, like, oh, okay, he's not here anymore. And it was so great. I had a lot of fun. It was so good. And no funny fan service. They maybe make like one or two kind of like, you know, silly pokes or at the like elf lady. I like to imagine it was a dude playing the elf lady in the actual D&D game. Just being like, I just want to be the cute elf girl. And it's like, yes, thank you. I love this show. And it's just literally, I'm going to show you this picture and you're going to be like, oh yeah, it's D&D. Look, here you go. Ta-da! It's D&D, everybody! Wow! Yippee! It's very cool, and it has the fun 80s art style, and the animation is very nice to look at, and it was just fun to watch. It was great. I watched Team 4 Star talk about the first season of DBZ Abridged. The amount of times they heard their own jokes and were like, ew! It was terrible. We do not think that. Yeah, no, it was just, you know, everybody was just kind of like okay with stuff, and it just, you know, over time we all kind of just looked at it and went, maybe not. maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. So it is kind of a little bit of a jump scare to go back to that stuff, and you're like, huh, yeah, that's okay. But, you know, times have changed. We do our best, you know. So I'm sure 10 years from now we'll look back at something and go, uh-oh. You know, what were we thinking? Oh. But I don't know. I feel like you just try your best, I suppose, you know. We'll see. Also, it was like one of those things where it's like, it was cool to say that stuff on the internet back in the day or whatever. And you're like, wow. But I feel like I have a little less of that now, but maybe that's because I'm not, you know, I'm not in school or anything anymore, you know. It's just kind of like of its time, I guess. But it's quickly becoming, you know, of its time. It's not that long ago, so I don't know. Who knows? Time marches on. Things change. But still, I just like my anime without fan service. Long story short, I'd rather not have fan service, and there was a minute there where it was everywhere, and I was like, I'm tired, Scoob. I just want a good anime. And then Dan came out, and I said, oh, yes, thank you for this gift. I love it. I didn't know this until semi-recently, but the... not really a spoiler, really, but there's like a scene where they have like a hard rock band, like a, you know, head-banging, like, dun, 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 kind of band come on for like 2 seconds. And the English version got the guy who sings in Dragon Force to do the audio for it, and I was like, what? This is crazy. What the fuck? It was so fun. I love that show so much. I'm going crazy for it. I enjoy it a lot. I'm very excited for more Dan. Thank you so much. What a blessing that I get to see this show. Let's look at this. The hands are good. I think it's about the right size now. We can maybe go a little bigger, but honestly, if we're looking at it in 3D, I think it's about as big as we could probably make it without it starting to get kind of goofy. So I think it's all right there. Let's see. I know the hand isn't like actually sat here, but maybe we can fix that. Hold on. Let me just to have it here, I guess. Where's the rig? Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There we go. What time is it, guys? It's already 6. Do you guys really want to play? This is for you guys. Do you really want to play Date Everything this evening for like an hour or two? Or do you not care? And we can maybe do some tomorrow for a little bit longer. Because I'm feeling like I'll just keep working on some train game stuff tonight. But if you here, let me... You know what this could do? I never use polls. I think this is a time for a poll. I don't even know how to make one. Here, I'm gonna... Because we have about an hour for the next ad break. So we can either start doing train stuff or create new poll. Okay, here we go. This evening, train or date a train. Okay, so I think honestly we'll probably only go till like 6, 7, 8, let's see, an hour from now to get everything set up. I think we'll only be going for like 2 hours at most, maybe for Date Everything, perhaps, but or we can keep going for art stuff for a while. So I'll let you guys, I'll let this vote for a bit here. 10 minutes, just put it in there. Here's a little poll for you. Done. Because I'm cool with both. I'm cool with whatever. But I'm kind of vibing more with art, but because we haven't really done art stuff in a while, but I would like to play. But if you guys don't want to do... basically, if we don't do Date Everything tonight, we can do it tomorrow. And that's totally fine. I'll just actually get on tomorrow. So we can do the rest of the train game stuff today, and we can do some stuff tomorrow instead, maybe a little earlier. I don't know. But I'll definitely be able to stream tomorrow. That's the long story short. Whatever we don't do right now, I can just do more of it tomorrow, you know? One of my favorite animes is actually Mob Psycho. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think once Mob Psycho came out, I mean, My icon has been Reagan since that show came out. I haven't changed it. This creature's hands are nearly as large as my Soul Weaver's. Ooh. Is a Soul Weaver your, what is it called? Hollow Knight OC, I think, right? Something? Soul Weaver. Let's see. That's not bringing up the thing I think you want. It's some kind of, like, other game with, like, a spider lady. She's cool, though. I'm getting this. I'm getting this, like, spooky spider lady. Here. When I put in Soul Weaver. Here. This little creature. I'm like, this is cool, but probably not what you meant, I don't think. Possibly. You do you too. Just here to hang out. Okay, got you. Data train, but only if that's the spider train from the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I was gonna either work on, because this is basically done, this little guy, for now. I still have to do his, like, lapel or whatever, but I think I have to let it cook, and I'll come back tomorrow to take a peek at it to see what we have to change on it. And then I was gonna just start working on this train, I think, instead. Soul Weaver. Oh, they're cool. Ooh, this is sick. Are you cool with me showing it on stream or no? Up to you, but this guy's cool. I like their design a lot. Ooh, shiny. I like the big tail. That's good. But yeah, otherwise I'll just keep working on train game stuff tonight, I think, otherwise. Sure? Okay, got you. So Dreamer sent this. Let's see, file, leave from clipboard. Ooh, shiny. We love it. I like this big tail. I don't have too many characters with big long tails because I just don't think about it. But I love big long tails. They're so fun. I like the colors. Ooh. I also like this, like, cool design that you have for, like, the arms. I kind of like... I have that sort of in for my smoke monster guy. I kind of like that, like, kind of wrapping around look to it. I think that's so cool. So fun. Look at all these different little eyes and stuff. Ooh. I like it when characters can change their eyes. I think that's so fun. For, like, human characters, it's, like, relegated to just, like, if they're a demon or not, and they have, like, the little cat eyes or not. I'm like, ooh. But with, like, little creatures, I kind of just forget that I can do that. Like, people have, like, star-eyed characters and stuff, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. But yeah, I think this guy's really sick. Let's see. A weaver. Sick. I like little guys. If you upload this to Toy House next year, that would be so cool. I want to do more revenges next year. I want to, like, try and do that more, I think, but I'm not super sure. But this guy's so sick. Thank you for sharing. They're so fun. I feel like not everybody likes to do little alien guys, and they don't go far enough with it. They're just like, it's a human, but with, like, I don't know, purple skin. And I'm like, damn it. Where's my monster? Where is it? Let's see. Train. Okay, we can just do train. Let's see. Sure. You mean art fight? Yeah. Art fight. It already passed. It already did its thing, but for next year, I don't know where I'm going to be next year. A year is so long, but so short at the same time. I've realized, you know? I don't know what's going to be happening next year, but I think it would be fun to do more revenges for people. Or have some sort of, like, art thing to do. Let's see. I'm going to put this here for a second. Because I would like to send people back art that people did for me. But it's also like a... It's one of those, like, scenarios like Pokemon where it's like, I don't know if I have time. Or maybe not like Pokemon. I'm trying to say, like, I don't know if I have time to send everybody's stuff back. So that's why I kind of just, like, tried to avoid it this year. I was like, I'm not going to send anything back because I don't know what the deal is for time. So I just tried to avoid it. But I feel like that's kind of a disservice to you guys if you sent me something, and I feel kind of bad. So I kind of want to do something, but I don't really know what. So we'll see. I'll try and figure out something for next year. Or not. I don't know. No promises. We'll have to find out what's going on next year, you know? We'll see. But I think in general, this is a little bit closer to what we were looking for this guy. So I'll let it cook. I'll come back to it. Oh, the eyes, I forgot. Yeah, let's try the eye thing really quick. I have a feeling it'll make it look too chibi, I think, unfortunately, but we can give it a shot. Hold on. But okay, we'll just keep going with the train stuff today. I'll just take off the date everything bit. and we'll do it tomorrow. So we'll have like a bigger gamer day tomorrow. Here we go. Sounds good to me. Okay, let me take off. Can I close this poll? Report poll? No, I just want it to be done. I guess I'll just leave it there. Okay. I'll just leave it. Why not? Okay, save. Let's see. It's a human with purple skin. This is exactly what I want to avoid. I know. Yes, I'm so sad. I want them to be cool, unique designs, you know? What was I doing in here? Oh yeah, setting it to 0, and then what else? Let's see. Modeling. It's the eyes. That's what we were doing. Okay. Just for funsies, let's see what happens if we move the eyes really quick, and then we can go do the train for a bit. Because I'm not really sure how to approach it, to be honest with you. I started doing like box modeling for the last one, and it didn't really turn out. I can bring it up so we can like look at it for 2 seconds, but